I thought it might be fun to convert some 2D images to 3D shadow boxes in Blender that look something like this. So let's get started. I'm going to delete everything in the scene, then open up an image. Let's start with the one we were just looking at, and then find the corresponding depth map, which is 12. It's this one. And I'm going to click Apply Depth Map, and there you go. We've got our shadow box. I'm going to make one fix to this. In the top, you can see in the edges, it doesn't look really good. So I'm going to go into edit mode by typing in tab, and then in the top right in options, I'm going to select correct face attribute. So I'm going to check that on. Then I'm going to grab the top two vertices and press GZ on my keyboard to go down on the Z to hide that top. And I might actually fix this on the left side too. Select the left two vertices and press GX like that. Then on the right side, maybe just a little bit, I'll do GX and like that. And then the bottom, GZ, and go up. And it looks a little bit better like that. You'll notice if you zoom in, it's not perfect. It's got flaws, but I think it looks pretty good. And I've enjoyed creating them. All right, let's try another one. Which one should we do now? Let's try this one here, 24. Okay, and then find the corresponding depth map. It's this one here, and then click Apply Depth Map. And then we've got our shadow box again. I'm going to increase the subdivision on this one just a little bit to 8. Okay, and then I'm going to decrease the depth strength to maybe 0.8. All right, that's not bad. In case you haven't seen some of my other videos, I do try to show what it looks like on the side and the back, so let's do that right now. The side looks terrible, and then the back side is hollow. So this is the back side, it's hollow. But the front side can a lot of times look pretty good, and particularly for certain angles. It's taken a little bit of time for me to get a sense of what types of images and depth maps can look better when they're converted to a 3D mesh versus others, and I do plan to create a video about that. Let's cover a few more things. You might be wondering how I'm creating this in Blender. The first thing is you need to pick an image. So here's my image on the left-hand side. I generated this in Midjourney. The second thing is you need a depth map. You can create depth maps for free online if you upload one at a time, or you can set something up locally in something like Comfy UI. I create depth maps using my own tool. It's called Depth Map Batch. It's a Blender add-on, and you can generate depth maps for a directory of images, a video file, or a single file. Then are the modifiers. Let me show you that and expand this out on the right side. There's a modifiers tab, and I have 4 modifiers. One for subdivision, in this case, the value of 8. Next is displace, and that's where you reference your depth map. Then next is smooth, and the last is solidify. You might notice that I'm using a tool in the side panel, and that's my other tool. It's called zForm, and it does exactly the same thing as what's on the right side, except instead of doing multiple steps and clicks here, I can just do everything in 3 simple steps here. It speeds up my workflow quite a bit. The last thing I want to say is if you zoom really close, it might not look that good. It does depend on the image quality for sure. I have like a 1024 by 1024, but from a distance they can. The other thing is it doesn't have to be a square image. It can be a rectangle and a variety of different dimensions. I just have in this example a square. Feel free to reach out to me on Blender Market. If you have any questions, there's a contact creator button on my homepage. You can just send me a message and I try to respond as quickly as I can. Okay, that's all I got.